Welcome to the Fit to Talk podcast.
You just found the #1 health and fitness podcast for performers, and you're listening to a guest episode during which we discuss the realities of a career in the performing arts with the people who are fit to talk about them.
And if you like what we do, please leave us a review, or on Spotify, click that follow button.
Yeah. Also, if you like our meaningful, helpful, and accurate information, then you might want to be coached by us. If so, Fit to Perform might be for you.
Yeah, you can find out more information over on our Instagram at Fit to Perform West End or on our website, fit-2.co.uk.
Yes, technical stuff aside, let's move this along. We have an incredible guest for you today.
Oh, we really do. She was fantastic. This was, honestly, I had such a blast doing this episode.
What a lovely energy she brings to the room.
Yeah, so much fun and just, really just a great episode. Let me tell you about her.
Yes.
Let me tell you what she's done. She has done the Rocky Horror Show all over the world. She's done it in South Africa, in the UK, in the West End, UK tour, international tour.
Yeah, a lot of Rocky
everywhere,
Horror.
Literally everywhere.
That is a high energy show.
That is a high energy show. Like you are fully out there every single time you do that show.
Yes, physically, energy-wise, vocally.
Relentless.
It's a lot.
It's a beast. So yeah, she's done that. She's done Jack and the Beanstalk film. She's done the Kissing Booth 3, Funny Girl, all sorts of things. Carrie the Musical, The Hot Mikado.
Oh, yeah.
Worked and worked and worked all across South Africa and in the UK.
Yeah, we didn't even manage to touch on Funny Girl, actually. I was going to bring that up.
Yeah.
But we did manage to cover lip syncing.
We did cover lip syncing. Sinking, and badgers and swans.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like a mad episode. But,
and it is.
But maybe it is, but in the best possible way.
It's a fantastic episode.
Captivating
really
chat. And please enjoy the tonally tremendous Tyla Dee Nurden. It's Fit to Talk. What were your bank holiday plans originally?
I didn't have any because I don't usually have a bank holiday.
No.
I think this is the first time in 20 months that I have had a bank holiday.
That would do it.
Yeah.
So,
That would do it.
It's
I mean,
a
we'll
new
cover that in a minute.
yeah, exactly.
I suppose we should start off right at the beginning. So before we get into it, we've got a request for you,
Okay.
which is that at some point during our podcast, would you be willing to try and tell us a lie?
Oh, guys, I'm so bad at lying. Really? I don't even know how I'm an actress sometimes.
That's because someone else can give you the words.
I'm also like the most gullible person on the planet. So I'm usually the one that's getting fooled, not fooling.
See, this is when somebody tells me that, everything in me just wants to see what I can drop in for the rest of the last time.
I'll get sucked in by it. I'm fairly gullible.
It's so bad, like to the point where I once almost believed someone that badgers, because we've never come across badgers, coming from South Africa, and they were like, badgers have fangs. I was like, no, are you serious? Like, really, guys, are you and they played it so well that I nearly believed that badgers have fangs. So,
Now, what do they mean by fangs? Because I'm like, they have teeth.
Do you have teeth?
like venomous, if they bite
Definitely
you,
not
it's
venomous.
venomous.
Okay,
and
like-
Is a badger venomous? That's,
yeah.
They're aggressive. They're not necessarily venomous.
A badger, right? If a badger grabs hold of a limb of yours, this is true. You're both going to think I'm bullshitting now.
now.
It might be an urban myth, but I certainly still believe it until I Google it after this moment. If they feel like they're in danger and they attack you, they will hold your limb until they hear and feel the bone break.
I have heard this before.
So they're
That's almost more terrifying than having fangs.
scary as hell.
Yes.
Super protective. Now, again, I'm saying this, and we tell people that we provide meaningful, helpful, and accurate information.
I'm just going to Google this as we talk.
And,
Just going to write this for you.
Hold
might
on.
be crap. So
So
badgers.
the table's my turn. It's how gullible
have maybe how gullible have I been in my life to believe that?
Yeah.
Can a badger break a man's leg? A badger can snap a bone. I can break, like fingers, hands, wrist, not like...
Not like a femur.
Like a femur. I was just going to say that's quite...
Like, I don't think...
Imagine it had that power.
I don't think we could break a femur. Like, if you were just trying to leverage someone's femur. You could
like
dislocate it.
A swan, I reckon, could.
What? Just straight up break your femur?
I reckon a swan could do it.
No.
Yeah, swans are meant to be like...
vicious.
Yeah, swans are meant to be able to break bones
I'm not
easy.
doubting the swan's
Okay,
ability to bone
hold
break.
on.
But I feel like breaking
Swan
a femur.
Google
break
coming
a
through
bone.
here.
A bone I agree with, but a femur.
Yeah, Fima's a bit
Okay,
drastic.
no, very unlikely.
Although I would probably believe it. If you had told me, I probably would have believed you. So
Bobby's
let's be
disappointment.
honest.
He's gone from 100 to 10 in that way. He was like, oh, very unlikely.
How much damage can a swan do?
He's still on it. Now, just to give you a heads up, this is pretty much what you're in for.
Stunning. I love it.
So the podcast basically consists of
I'm so disappointed.
tangents, right?
Look at it. Literally, your most disappointed face on planet Earth right now.
disappointed. I do like though that I now know that badgers can break
a bone.
A bone.
Yeah, that's
They only do it when they're like really threatened, I think, when they're trying to protect their set.
at least I know I can take on a swan now.
You can
And
take
it's
on a
no
swan.
problem.
Well, I might
Have you had
might get it.
experience?
Well, the swans are vicious in like
The
which
swan and
park?
geese family. I've been chased by geese, and it is terrifying because they also have like those shark teeth. They have like, it's intense.
I'm not here for any of this. This is my issue with this, right? Is any animal that can move and perceive the world quicker than we can is why people are scared of it. Like
Yeah.
the reason people are terrified of like rats is because they can they can make decisions and move more quickly than you. Flies, like all that stuff. It's because they're quicker than you. I'm like, I'm not fighting that thing. I'm not fighting a goose.
I'm not fighting a goose.
I don't get like stop persuading me to do it. I'm not doing it.
But they can't break your bones, as we've now discovered. So
But I'll never hit them. I'll miss.
Oh my god,
you might get
that
them.
is hysterical.
Might get a bit of feather.
Glancing blow. Get a bit of beak.
Pick up my eye.
Bam.
I'm not here
Absolutely
for
love
that.
it, yeah.
To jump back, are you
Right.
willing to attempt to tell us a lie?
I will attempt.
Yes.
I will try my best. Maybe
And-
today's the day I have my breakthrough.
It might be, and what you've discovered is that we both are relatively gullible too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise you wouldn't
Supremely
be
gullible.
asking the question.
yeah,
right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Stunning.
we aren't great at guessing them,
No,
actually.
we're not.
But the reason we should say this for anyone listening to this for the first
Yes.
time, at the end we will ask people listening and us to also guess along with us, so
Great.
to see what they
Amazing.
think.
Love
What
that.
it was about your life they thought was a
Stunning.
total lie.
It's a lie.
She's not actually from South Africa. Imagine the whole
accent
thing.
doesn't give it away.
Like the accent, I've put it
All
on.
the time. And the most, South African accents are truly one of the most difficult ones to get down. It's so crazy. So if I'm not from South Africa, I'm a master at accents. So
That is fair.
have you tried?
Yes, I used to work in a South African cafe. Right, so this was when I was like 16 to 18, and the owners were from South Africa, and all this, they just employed South African
Yeah.
people and me for
Hi.
no reason why. I'm not really sure why, but I was there. And so,
was there.
because I
was there.
also was there. And so I was like around it quite a lot. So once I got my head around things like saying milk, like mulk, I was like,
Milk. Oh my God.
what?
Wow, that's really South African.
Oh yeah, there was a
Milk.
guy called Denton who was like from
Thick South African accent.
yeah. He was like, my accent is like super South African.
I find it hysterical though. Like when my dad FaceTimes my brother and I, we just end up getting the giggles because he is so strong. He's like what we call a proper oak. Just a proper South African oak.
Wow.
And it is hysterical. It's honestly my favorite thing in the whole wide world.
Wow, can you give us an idea of what that might sound like?
Oh, it's so hard. But it's exactly what you're saying, like milk or yeah. Just the like typical South African phrases, like "How's it? We're gonna have a braai now."
Yeah.
I'm
back in the cafe.
Now.
I'm back there.
It's
Back in the
so
cafe.
interesting, and also Steffi, one of the girls I did Rocky Horror with recently, she's also South African, so it was our favorite thing, and we were in a dressing room together all the time, to the point where we turned the other girl in our dressing room, Beth. She's got the most brilliant South African accent because the two of us were like a daily rom-com for her, and then she would try taking it on and then trying to get everyone else in the cast to like, because we had so many people from different parts of the country, like Scottish people and Irish people, and trying to get them to do South African accents was my daily bread. It was so entertaining. I'm like, this can turn my day around instantly. It is, yeah, it's hysterical. I love it.
I'm kind of here for that. In my head, Australian is easy as an accent, although there's loads. But
Yeah.
like doing a version of an Australian is relatively straightforward.
Yes.
Doing a South African, I'm like, I find relatively straightforward. When you say do New Zealand, I'm like, No.
I can't even wrap my head around New Zealand.
New Zealand in my head is like you took South African and Australian and then like mushed them together.
It's fascinating.
And I'm like,
It's really cool. Even I've wondered, because there was a series on Netflix. Oh gosh, I can't remember what it's called. Is it called? No, I'm not even going to try.
it's called something.
It's called something. I can't remember. And there was a New Zealand person. And at first I thought she was South African.
Yeah.
Because the accent was so far back. And then it flipped and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, like my brain was just frazzled.
You're like, where are you?
Yeah.
What's happening?
I don't
'Cause I don't-
understand.
Yeah, because I don't think I've actually really heard someone from New Zealand just speak for a while.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was like staring at the TV going, like, this is just insane. So kudos to anyone who's trying to get down South African accents and New Zealand accents. If you can do it, I salute you.
Doing a good job.
Yeah, well
Doing a
done,
great
you.
job. Yeah.
Do you feel any accent pressure to conform when you're here? Do you go, oh, I must change or dilute my accent?
Not must, but it kind of just happens gradually. Especially like with some studios that I coach in and whatnot, people just don't understand me when I say like off.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're just like, what? So I have to go now, okay, you're going to take that off. It just feels so wrong anyway, saying it. It feels so wrong. But
Why are you asking people to take things off in your classes?
it's very true. I don't know why
I was going to mention a studio and then I was like,
I was like, just giving a random example. Moving on from that point. But you know what I mean? So
No, yeah,
you just
definitely,
like gradually find yourself going that way. But yeah, not really a pressure having to put it on. It just like naturally happens.
Yeah.
because it's easier. Yeah.
Because it's easier and you're just surrounded by it all the time. And I think picking up like phrases, like to be fair and
to be fair.
to be fair,
Yeah.
like everything is to be fair. I'm like, okay. So that's now ingrained in me. Or if you fancy it, like that used to be something really foreign to me. And now it's like just part of my daily language.
Well, if you fancy,
If you fancy a coffee, should we go for one? Or, you know.
Yeah, all of these phrases just live in me.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
do.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
I didn't even realize they were phrases until you've said that.
Yeah.
To be fair. Oh, yeah, to be fair.
But then also saying
If you fancy
things
it.
We both say that, I
Yeah, we
think.
say that.
like when I say certain things, people also just go, that is
What?
you're the most absurd choice of word. So like one of my good friends in the cast, Fanan, he's Irish. And I would always say, you know, I'm going to go fetch the dog, or my mom's going to fetch me from the station, or I'm going to go fetch my jacket from the hotel. He's just like, why do you use the word fetch? Like it's so... He's like, that's just absurd for me. The dog fetches the ball. You do not get fetched from the station. And I'm just like, that is so interesting.
I don't
so
think that was that weird, fetch.
Fetch,
Because it makes sense. But
yeah.
I think
What would you say?
I would probably say go and get you from the station.
Right.
Or go and pick you up or whatever it might say. But which actually makes less sense than fetch because
rather than picking up.
because I'm not going to literally
Literally.
pick you up.
Actually
Do you know
pick
what
you
I
up.
mean?
But I don't think that fetch strikes my ear as odd.
Not particularly. It's
Yeah.
probably not something I would use, but it is also
Agreed.
not something that I would go, oh, that's weird.
If somebody's like, oh, I'm just going to go and fetch John from the station, I'd be, that
Well,
wouldn't
fine.
that
Yeah,
wouldn't be
just,
that would be
go
normal.
straight over your head.
But yeah, I wouldn't say it.
It's so interesting.
I love this. Anyone listening to this might be like, what are they talking about? I'm like,
This conversation
Like
is just
15
fun.
minutes in and we're just talking about
no, come with us on this
brain.
journey. Come with us. We're there. So let's jump back to the start then, because we have covered South African accents, but nothing to do with South Africa.
Yes,
So
right.
tell us, how does the story of Tyla's life begin?
On a farm,
Right.
2 farms,
Too far.
At the same time,
at the same time.
Impressive.
Yes,
Okay.
very
you were
impressive.
born on the line
I was-
between them both,
Yeah.
a straddle.
straddling the
The borderline.
Well, I mean, yes, because I did gymnastics from like the age of 3. So, you know, pretty much, yeah, exactly.
I'm out.
I'm out.
Oh,
Yeah, but my parents got divorced when I was really young. And mom moved to a beautiful farm in Richmond. So also then when I moved here and I was like, oh, there's a place called Richmond, immediately went.
Yeah.
beautiful as well.
Stunning.
I was going to say, also
amazing.
beautiful. How does it compare?
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. We'll get back to that.
So beautiful, like proper farm, like as in leopards, as in jackals, as in mom nearly hitting a leopard twice.
We need to reverse.
Leopards.
So-
We need to. You just said to two British people a proper farm, and then said, leopards.
Casual.
Which to us is not a farm. It's not a farm animal. A leopard is a zoo animal to us. So, did
We
you
were talking about fighting badgers and swans.
And geese.
Leopards.
And she
I'm
hit a leopard.
terrified of a badger. Meanwhile, leopards back
casual,
home.
don't worry about
To
leopard.
clarify,
Yeah.
were the leopards farm animals or were they pests?
Were they pets?
Pests. Were they like
No, so
an
this-
annoyance?
They're like
No, so
rogue.
this one was, I would say, lost. It was just roaming through because,
Right.
A lost leopard.
to clarify, we don't usually get leopards on a farm.
Okay.
So it was just
Your standard
strolling,
farm.
having a little wander in front of mum's car, and or twice actually, which is really absurd as well. Usually, like, oh, that's a once-off freak thing,
Yeah.
but twice. And we have jackals running around as well. That's my favorite because you can hear them calling at night. So you go outside, sit on the porch, and
You're in a horror movie.
And
You're in
it's
a horror-
terrifying.
you're in a horror movie.
Pitch black,
And you never sleep.
and
Fine.
just
Cool.
jackal calling in the distance.
Yeah, and you're like,
Cool.
okay, this is the signal
And
of
I'm
my
like,
death.
I'm sitting with my tea and I'm like, this is just magic.
You're,
This
yeah,
is so amazing.
you're having a great time. Bobby and I are there like
shivering
crapping
in your
ourselves,
bones.
trying to work out who's going to die first.
Yeah,
Who's getting sacrificed? You are, Steffan.
It's
Yeah.
probably me.
exactly. So,
Talks too much. Okay.
so that was mom's farm. And then dad's farm was a lot more casual.
Not leopard farm.
Not leopard farm, but loads of horses.
Okay.
And loads of bunnies and chickens and all those kind of things just running around.
More stereotypically British,
Yeah, more
traditional.
Yeah,
we might say.
yeah. Yeah, something you're a little bit more used to.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds comforting. I can go to
Yeah,
that farm.
bunnies, I'm on board.
Yeah.
Yeah, bunnies, chickens.
Well, we started
lovely.
with
Cute.
3 because myself, my brother, and my stepbrother had one.
Chickens?
And then, no, bunnies.
Bunnies,
And
okay,
then,
right.
as they do, they breed
Yeah.
Like
like,
bunnies.
They don't-
like bunnies.
They don't
breed
care
like
if they're
rabbits.
related. They're like,
And
let's go.
suddenly at one stage, we just had hundreds roaming all over everywhere.
I mean,
Just
cute, though.
everywhere. Cute,
Yeah,
but
lovely.
yeah.
Messy.
So that's a lot of bunnies.
It's a
They're
lot
messy.
of bunnies.
Yeah.
They poo a lot.
Yeah.
They do.
They do.
They what?
They poo a lot. They-
Yeah, they do. At least they were outside though, so I didn't have to
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah.
It was fertilizer for the grass.
You're like,
free.
this
Grass is
lovely.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Grass looks fantastic.
I love this conversation. It's really touching all areas
Yeah,
of life.
Like not what you
It's so
expected
great.
when
Yeah.
you came
Exactly.
in, but it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
there. So now your brother mentioned when he was in on his episode. We should say who that is. It's Jared.
Yes.
If they haven't
Yes.
listened to that episode,
go listen
jump
to it.
back,
It was
listen to that
amazing.
one. Glorious conversation. He was saying how much he loves horses. Did that also come over to you? Do you love them as much?
It's it's an interesting relationship. I do love them, and I think they are majestical when it's on my terms.
Yes.
Right.
But because the family were very much into horses, my mom, my stepmom, my brother, it almost felt like you're going to ride horses too.
Right.
And then that made me terrified. And I'm also more my dad's child. And my dad was like motorbikes, off-road racing. Like, when I say stop, you must stop.
Yes.
Right.
It must be on my terms.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I'm in control here.
yeah, that's what but then,
I'm on board with that.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm fully on board with that.
However, the horses absolutely pick that up. And because they're very energetic animals. So if you have an ounce of fear, they're going to feel that as well. And I had a lot of that and experienced many runaways
Wow.
and like nearly running into trees. And we went on a safari once and my horse was lagging at the back and my dad somehow had a genius idea to smack my horse.
Oh.
I'm 7 years old, probably weighed 21 kgs at the time because I was
Oh, no.
tiny. A helmet that was sitting on my nose like this. It's actually one of Jared's favorite stories. He loves telling it because he was laughing his head off. There goes my horse racing in front of everyone else in a middle of a safari with actual lions and leopards. It's their territory.
Yep.
Not tame. Nothing.
Cool.
Running ahead of the pack. Little 7-year-old bouncing. Helmet hitting me on the bridge of my nose. Fuming. Absolutely fuming. And from that point on, I was like, don't you ever put me on a horse. I will decide when I want to be on a horse, blah, 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 like such a stubborn Aries.
Yeah.
So I'm also an Aries, so that flame can come out sometimes. So now I'm more calm and it's a lot better. And now I enjoy it. Yeah, like if we go to a beach and we just like gallop in the open sand, I was going to say the open field, which we've done. But like just galloping where it's just free, like there's no pressure. And you are in control in a sense. I love that, but not like where it's a sport, like competing and those kind of pressures.
It's like the extreme end of what's possible is where stuff goes wrong in a really dramatic way, right? So you're like, let's stay away from those and do the nice relaxing stuff.
Yeah, so I'm like, Jared, you show jump, you take that rein. If I want to jump on a horse, I want to jump on a horse. If I don't, I don't. And that's my
I can jump on a
prerogative.
horse in Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead Redemption. I don't need to do that in real life. I'm like you.
Does that give you enough satisfaction?
I've been on a horse, and I had a similar experience to you. You rock up to the horse paddock, and everyone gets. When I went, it was like I was a teenager. I don't know how old, and there was that one horse that was like the angry horse. Yeah. Everyone was like, "Oh, yeah, you don't want to end up with that one." Guess who ends up with that one? They're like, "You'll be fine with this one." I'm like, I'm terrified of these. These are massive. Like
which it now knows.
Yeah, and it knows. And it was like
it's got that
freaking out. And they're like, it's fine. It's just like a walk around this thing. This horse was not happy, and neither was I. At that point, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna ride a horse again.
This isn't for me.
It was scary.
Yeah, they are, and they're massive animals. So
They really are.
powerful.
They're so big.
But it is amazing when you can like shift your mindset around, I suppose.
Yeah,
and then you can have a really magical experience with them as well.
Yeah.
But I definitely prefer being on the ground and then being like, oh, hi, horse.
Yes, you're nice.
Not necessarily being on top and like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you, you said you were more of your dad's kid with like motorbikes and stuff. Did you go down that route?
Yes, I did. So I had a little Pee-wee 50, which was like a tiny little pink motorbike that I would like ride around the house.
Yes.
And then
I wanted one of those when I was a kid.
Yeah.
They were wicked.
Never heard of
cool.
one of them before.
I'll show you one after. You'll love it.
And then when I was 12, I got a four-wheeler for my birthday, for Christmas.
No way.
Which was
That's
really
cool.
cool. Again, got to ride that around the farm.
Yeah.
Loved that. And then, we were kind of going like family outings as well, which was really cool. Like just riding, because there's so much like forest and greenery around where we were. I had a really cool childhood, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, you're saying it out loud. I'm like, this sounds incredible.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Like
and that was
leopards.
just like, leopards,
Like-
everything involved. So it was really cool and wholesome. So then how like getting into theater and whatnot is also just a crazy experience, or at least how I'm here now today. I never would have thought it possible, like in my wildest dreams, because we come from such a small city where there was not really much, like not enough dance classes, and just theater wasn't really known. The first theater show I think I ever went to was when I was 13, and we had to drive 8 hours to get to Johannesburg. So at the Teatro, that's like one of the main theaters in South Africa. And my mom was like, okay, cool. Me, you, Jared, we're going. Lion King is coming. We're going to go watch it. And we were sitting right at the back, and it started. And both Jared and I were like, just like overcome with emotion and overwhelm, and being like, you can do that as a job. Like this is someone's work. And we're like, turned to Mum immediately, and we were like, that's what we need to do. That's what we're doing that. We have to do that. And then she did everything she could to throw us into dance classes, and like became heavily involved in all the cultural stuff at school. So it was part of like all the dancing academies at school and all the shows. And I eventually became head of culture in my final year at school. And and then Jared it's quite nice when you're the younger sibling, because the older sibling kind of just had to go through all the shit
and you can learn
to that
from
part. And I was
theirs,
like,
right?
okay, cool. Don't go there. Go here. Go to that college to study. Okay, cool. So kind of just, did that. But it was also really cool to have him ahead of me, just kind of being like, it is possible, Ty. Like you can go to a college and study musical theater and work. And so it was really it was so inspiring. I suppose when you have a dream, like you kind of just you really believe in it and you just trust doors will open for you, even though you don't know what those doors are going to look like. And I just feel like my whole theatre career has kind of been like that. It's been so absurd. I've had a really crazy experience, like within South Africa and then coming here. I think like the biggest one was Rocky Horror coming into my life has been absolutely amazing. It's a show that will always be so close to my heart, and it's literally changed my life, like in every single way. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for it coming into my life. That was actually the first show Jared and I got to do together in South Africa, so that was amazing. Mum needed a tranquilizer when she came to watch.
It's not the same as Lion King, Mum. Just a heads up.
Yeah, exactly. So that was just unreal. It was really amazing and so cool to make like the connection with the UK team and whatnot. And we had the best time. And luckily it ended just before COVID hit. I think we closed like on the 2nd of March, and then by mid-March, the whole world just closed down. So it ended like at the perfect time. And it was the most incredible experience. And then we obviously went through COVID. No one's doing anything for like a year or over a year. And then we decided, we were just like, screw it. We've always wanted to get to the UK. We love theatre. It's just, you just have a knowing you're going to get somewhere, although you don't really know how you're going to get there, but you know you're going there. So we're like, let's just stay open to possibility and, and then we had a really good friend who was studying in Birmingham, and he applied for a global talent visa. And he was like, guys, I've just been approved. The two of you can absolutely do it. Like, it's possible. And I was like, there's no way it's possible. I haven't done as much work as you guys have. Like, but we found a way around it. And it was really intense, actually, because you kind of end up doing a thesis on yourself, which is really eggy.
Self-study.
Also eggy, another
Eggy.
Another UK word.
Yeah, why is that a bad thing?
Eggy.
Like, eggy is that we use it to describe something that's like uncomfortable or awkward, right?
I wonder if it's because, like in films, people like throw eggs.
Is it like the smell of eggs? Like,
I don't even know.
Eggs can smell.
I would absolutely say that, and I'm realizing I have no idea what it means.
I don't know where it comes from.
It just means uncomfortable and a bit awkward, a bit icky.
Yeah. So eggy.
Eggy.
I have squirrel brain. Why did I say that? What was I saying?
You were saying about the visa.
Writing about yourself.
Oh, yeah. So you kind of...
Self-thesis,
self-thesis, which can be very eggy. And you're having to get other people involved for references, and people are busy, people have lives. So, you don't always want to be reaching out and be like, sorry, that like reference letter, can you just get on it ASAP and send it to me?
I'll write it for you if you just sign it. Exactly. Just say I'm a great person.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. So we had to do that. That took about 6 months because it was a lot of just a whole puzzle piece and how you have to structure it and write it and send it off to the English Arts Council. And then they go, cool, can take up to 6 to 8 weeks. And it's a 50-50 chance. You either get denied or you get accepted. So you're sitting there like, okay, I'm going to send that off. Try not to have a panic attack. And in just over a week, I got approved.
Wow.
And they were like 6 to 8 weeks. So I was like, okay, cool. Not going to think about it. Just going to let it go. And they're like, cool. And you have 3 months to move here.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, what? The plan was if we got approved, we would move in January, new year, new me, new country. Like that was the whole vibe. And this was, I would say, July 2021, July. So we had to get there by the end of October. So it was just, oh my gosh, it was overwhelming in every way possible. So, and I was living in Cape Town, which is really far from where I grew up. So my mom had to come all the way over. We packed up my car, which was quite small. Like you could not even fit another piece of paper in the car. Like packed to the brim.
Wow.
Drove 2 days to get back home. Unpacked everything then was kind of just in limbo for a few weeks. Being like, I'm moving my whole life. This is terrifying. How you don't like, no one really talks about immigration either and how hectic it really is. It's crazy to leave your whole life behind that you've created, family, friends, and to go somewhere with not really having a plan. Every time someone said to me, what are you going to do when you get there? And I was like, hit the ground running. That was my answer to everything. I'm just going to hit the ground running. I'm going to stay positive, hit the ground running. And true as God, she hit the ground running. Yeah. I was like, what you speak manifests, right? Because
this is the wild story that we're hoping to get to.
So immigrated, did that whole journey, and was in London for a total of 4 hours. I can't even remember where I was. I didn't even know where I was. I've just moved here. I don't know where
London
I am.
Somewhere,
London somewhere. I'm just in London. And our resident director, he phoned me because he knew I was moving over. Res Des of Rocky, who was in South Africa as well. So we had built that connection then. And he was like, you're in London? And I was like, yes, I'm in London. Just arrived like 4 hours ago. Oh my gosh, can't believe it. He was like, cool. Can you get to the Peacock Theatre by 8 p.m.? It is now, like 7:15. I was having dinner with my partner at the time, like celebrating, overwhelmed, just feeling all the feels. And I was like, I don't know where that is. And he's like, where are you? I was like, I don't know where I am. Happens to be, I was like near Westfield, all the way west. Was that side. So he's like, it's fine. Just go onto the road, call a black cab, tell them you need to get to the Peacock Theatre ASAP. I need you to watch the show tonight, which I have now not even thought of in 2 years because also we've been through COVID and immigration. So my brain is nowhere near like remembering the show. He's like, you're going to watch the show tonight and then you're going to go on tomorrow night. And I was like, wait, what? He's like, yeah, we have had a COVID emergency. You're here, you know the show, and we need to rehearse you tomorrow, and you're going to go on tomorrow night. Oh, and by the way, because it is Halloween, we're also live streaming the show across all cinemas in the UK, Ireland, and Europe.
No. Oh, the stress. The immediate stress.
Absolute.
Oh my God.
Do you also have cold sweats? Like I have cold sweats just telling the story.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was
it's
fine
just,
until that. I was okay with it's already ridiculous. It's already a joke. I don't remember a show 2 days after I finished it. They literally we
you know
finished
what I mean?
we did Joseph and literally 3 days afterwards, if you were like, what's the choreo to this number? I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
2 years, I remember one movement from that show. If you were like, hey, come and watch this show and do it, I'd be like, I don't.
Huh?
And then we're going to live stream this too.
That's the bit that absolutely sends it over the edge.
Well, that's no.
You're like,
but now
that's forever immortalized.
Yeah.
You can get away
so insane.
Like I've done that with Joseph of turning up and going I'm going to sketch my way through this, but it'll be fine. Nobody will ever remember it. But everybody's going to remember a video.
They're filming that. And it exists forever. That exists forever. 5 years on, somebody's like, remember that time this person messed up this bit of the choreo, and you'd be like, no.
You're like, now I'm a meme. Perfect. Fantastic.
I'm a meme.
Great.
At that point, I'd be like, I'm asking for a meme fee.
Yeah.
I'm like, I will be there for you tomorrow for this fantastic amount of money.
Yeah.
You want me to save the show?
Right. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
No problem.
How much do you get here for one show from an audience, guys? I want 10% of the takings of that day.
Yeah.
What's my box office
God,
cut?
10% of the box office.
Wish. Oh my gosh, I wish. So that was, and then having in mind, you've been through COVID, which was terrifying, and now immigrating and you're in a country where you have really no idea how anything works yet. So it was wild. My heart was racing, got to the theatre just as I sat down, the curtains opened and the show started, and I didn't even watch the show. How am I meant to watch the show? I was so overwhelmed. Didn't take anything in, so it was pointless. I was just like, I'm in London. How's this happening? I'm watching Rocky Horror. I'm going on tomorrow. Andy then turned to me. He's like, so was that a good refresher? I was like, yeah, okay.
Sure, let's call it that.
Cool.
Is there already a house recording of it that I can also just view tomorrow?
Nothing. No. Okay, great. Yeah. Love that for me. Yes. Okay. What have I gotten myself into? So it was crazy. And honestly, also the next day, so then I ended up rehearsing in a conference room.
Nice.
As you do.
The dream.
Yes.
Among tables and chairs.
Even better.
Because it was such short notice. Also, COVID rules still. So, couldn't get a rehearsal room in, Pineapple or anything like that. So, conference room it was.
Yeah, it's my preferred place to
Yeah. Who doesn't love dancing on carpet? I mean, come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And okay, just imagine that chair is, number 6 and that's where you're going to be for. I was like, oh my
And it
God.
will be much bigger than this. You'll need to travel more, but we'll just prepare. You're like,
exactly.
but how far?
Just insane. And then, so did that little rehearsal, got to the theater, absolutely shaking, putting on my makeup. And then
what were you doing in the show?
I was going to be a phantom, so one of the ensemble girls. And makeup is on, about to do my wig. And at the half call, they were like, show's cancelled.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
When I tell you I face planted onto the dressing room table, I don't know whether from relief or
everything.
or just
all the emotions.
absolutely insane, all the emotions. And they're like, it's just been too short notice. We had to do COVID tests that day and the results hadn't come back. And they were like, we can't do the show if results haven't come back. So we're like, cool, but could we not have thought about this earlier?
Yeah.
Before I
more
spent
notice.
my whole evening panicking and trying to remember the show and putting on my makeup, looking at old photos, trying to remember how to do my makeup. It was just a lot. It was so much. So they're like, but show will definitely happen tomorrow night. And also I was kind of going, cool, I can use tonight as my dress rehearsal because then the filming was going to be the next night. But now my first show had to be
The filmed one.
Even better.
Even better. So really loved that for me. Oh my gosh, everything was going so
But
well.
you did do the next one.
I did do the next one. It was the most unbelievable experience of my entire life. I feel like I barely remember a thing. I just remember having the best time. Also, every now and then while dancing and singing, going, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
How is this happening? Are you even I
Did it all
understand.
just kind of come back to you?
It did. I think, I always say this about human beings. I find humans so fascinating in the sense that when you have no choice but to do something, you just do it. It's kind of like the same with auditions or when you go on for a cover, you can be like, I don't think I actually know. And then you end up doing and you're like, I have no idea how I did that. We just do have that ability to just do it when you don't have a choice. So it was crazy. It was so, so wild. And our narrator at the time as well, he did a lovely speech at the beginning because there was also another South African girl. Weirdly, guys, this is a whole weird story. When we were getting our COVID tests that morning, we just randomly bumped into another South African girl who had done the show with us in South Africa. And the only reason we bumped into her was because she got off at the wrong train. She was on her way to meet her aunt for a coffee and she was lost. And we were like, Jess? And she's like, oh my gosh, Tyler, Andy. And then Andy was like, what are you doing tonight? And she's like, oh, I was just going to go meet my aunt for coffee and, whatever. And he was like, would you like to come to rehearsals with us and then do the Rocky Horror Show tonight? And she was also like, I don't have any trousers. I'm wearing a summer dress.
Don't have any trousers. You're like,
yeah, she was like, let me just pop into H&M real quick and buy some trousers. So she did and put them on and came and rehearsed. And then the both of us ended up doing the show together. So,
but also,
it was,
east job you've ever got in your life. Do you know what I mean?
I mean,
At that point. No,
In some ways, that's the dream.
How many times have I gone for a coffee? No bugger has offered me a West End contract on that. Just going, do you want to pop into rehearsal?
Yeah.
I'm going to the wrong coffee shops, I'm telling you.
guys, I promise you, this was London Bridge, by the way. So maybe you
Okay, London Bridge, that's where we need to hang out.
Yeah.
I've worked down there for years.
Let's go down there. Let's go down there. Let's move operations.
You carry on with this. We'll go to London
you
Bridge.
guys just-
We're going mobile. Let's go.
Yeah.
So then obviously it went well.
It went really, really well. It was phenomenal. The most beautiful experience. And then, I have a stepbrother in Liverpool. So they went to the cinema there and they managed to watch the show. And he was sending me videos. He's like, there you are. Jared then went to Canary Wharf and watched it at a cinema in Canary Wharf. And he was like, oh my, it was
Nice.
just I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It honestly feels like a dream. Even like every time I think about the story, I'm like, that is wild.
Yeah.
Literally hit the ground running.
And the best bit about it now is that it is recorded. But had it gone horribly wrong, it would not be your favourite thing of that thing. It
I
would be
would
like,
not be here talking about it.
I don't know. I think we'd want to talk about it just as much for different reasons.
Yeah,
It'd be
exactly.
like the industry asks too much of us.
Yeah.
But there is an element of that as well, right? Which is that this happens quite regularly now, I think.
Yes.
Sadly,
Yeah.
that is not quite as unique a story as I think it should be.
Yeah.
Not just during COVID, but when they're like, the show is going to have to close tonight. Should we just call somebody who's maybe done it before? Or even a different production of it entirely.
Oh my gosh.
To see if they can do it. You're like, no.
It is insane because that then happened like quite a lot where people were getting called in literally with like a 2-hour rehearsal who had done the show
10 years ago.
500 years ago. And then it was but it was also just the time, I suppose, because COVID was still just raging again, like towards the end of 2021. So then I think even at one point, Jared and I he got called in to do Rocky again. I think we were coming back from Leeds. It was like the 27th of December and we had just eaten ourselves away. We were with family friends who are incredible cooks. We had eaten everything under the sun. And then on our train back to London, we got a message to say, could you guys get to Guildford by tomorrow and do the show for New Year's Eve because we've had more breakouts of COVID.
And you're like, I don't want to not wear many clothes because I'm like twice my normal size.
Yeah. And I was like, well, fine for me because the Phantoms wear clothes from head to toe. Yeah. However, Jared had to jump into like his panties pretty much. So he was like, great, cool. But
to the gym.
Yeah.
He's actually on the train doing press ups.
For the next 24 hours. So that was really special that we at least got to do a few shows here in the UK together as well. That was really cool. But then on New Year's Day, I woke up with COVID and got sent home. So
good.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
So that's how it happens.
Like a rite of passage at that time. The misery ensued. That whole thing was insane.
But it was a wild time, and we had to having to send in COVID tests by 10 a.m. to the company manager. It was really
also
crazy what we went through.
Which they were doing. You know, people can have opinions now about whether that was the right thing to do or any of that stuff. To be honest, it's irrelevant. At the time, that was what was required. Yeah. And the madness of going, can you just send a picture of it in? And you're like, there's no way of knowing if that's yours.
If it's yesterday's one.
If it's the same test that you've put in a different place. And then they had those ones with the serial numbers on them. Did you have those?
Yes.
And then you could just, like, people were like, I know that people were just using pictures you found online of other people's ones.
Was there a point where we had to write the date and our name on them?
Yeah, we had to Sharpie it on our name.
I think that was after people were found to be doing fake ones.
Oh my God.
So fake ones. But then what people discovered is that you can, of course, just rub Sharpie marker off plastic. So even though, in principle, the thing was for people's health, like people's desire to perform was so great that they were willing to risk their own and other people's health just in order to go and sing some songs on a stage.
I don't think it was the desire to perform. I think it was
just
they
didn't give a shit.
Didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't think it was anything about them wanting to perform. Knowing the people who did that.
Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
True.
I think you're right. But that's its own conversation.
That's a different thing.
We'll trash them on another show. But so to sort of touch on one of the things that you did that was crazy, you mentioned it really early on in this chat that you did a 20-month tour.
Yeah.
Now, anyone who's done a year-long tour will be like, oh yeah, 20 months. It's not that different. I'm like, it is different.
It is so different.
It is different because I wonder if your experience was the same. At about month 13/14 is when you go, ooh.
Been a bit long, isn't it?
Yeah, and then you go, oh.
Wow.
And at that point you're like, there's still 7 or 8 months left of this
And the right side of my body really hurts because all the choreography seems to be on that side of the body.
Perfect.
And
you're like, I'm over a year and there's still so long left.
Yeah.
You're like, there's no... And
it's insane.
At that point, it's no longer creative anymore in any way because you're like, after a year, if you haven't already found pretty much everything you can put into that show by a
Yes.
year, you weren't doing your job.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, at that point,
Yeah. And Rocky is intense because it thrives off energy.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
If you are not at 200% every single night, the show falls flat on its face. So having like being a great singer or a great dancer, whatever, it's one thing. But you had like energy is a skill. It's really a skill.
I love that.
And
Energy is a skill.
It really
Yeah.
is, you know, like we had to put it on and we did night after night. And I really respected the cast that I worked with because even by our last few shows, our director and choreographer who hadn't seen us in months and months and months, they came and saw the show and they were just flabbergasted by the energy we were still bringing as if it were day one.
Yeah.
And they were just so grateful and they're like, thank you, because the show cannot happen without that energy. And I guess we understood that. And, you know, it's your show. And it becomes, by that point, it becomes a part of you. So you just, it's.
I love that you said that. And like you said, energy is a skill, right? And from our perspective, I know you're a personal trainer as well. Like there's multiple things that we're telling people that can affect your energy and to put you in the best position to do that. But what was your method of doing that? How did you make sure that when that curtain went up,
you had the energy.
You had what it was. And it doesn't have to be from that aspect. It could be mental, whatever. But like, what did you do? Did you think of anything? What helped that for you?
I'm so stubborn on my non-negotiables.
Mm-hmm.
And my biggest thing in life is that I want to feel good every day. I hate feeling like shit. I really do. And that's always at the forefront of my mind. So I'm like, I will get my 8 hours of sleep. We could literally be out and I'm like, dancing. Ah, cool guys, I'm out, gotta go to bed. And people just like knew that was just me. Like had to have quality sleep. Of course, eating well was a huge thing, like fueling myself properly before a show. That was a non-negotiable. And mindset as well. Just like you had to, we all have those days where you're just like, how on earth am I going to do this show? Like, I honestly can't think of anything worse right now. Are you joking? To be drenched, we would drip from our noses every single night. The Phantom track was really full on with energy, like proper nothing I've ever experienced before. And you just have to give yourself a proper chat and be like, you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice. You have to do it. So you can be flat as a pancake before, and the minute it's just like it comes on, it is a skill. You just train yourself to put that switch on, and you know it's just 2 hours of my night. I think I really had to see it in that way as well, going like, babes, you've had the whole day free. You're good.
Yeah, you can be miserable in the day.
2 hours of your life.
And turn it on.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
But I love that little chat. Like we shared a dressing room when we did a show, and it was, similarly draining, exhausting with it during that time of COVID. And yet that moment comes and you're like, here we go.
Let's go, guys.
Yeah,
here we go.
You can be asleep at the half, and then by the time the show comes up, you're like, let's go.
Because you're doing that same for us. Like there were always things that we did pre every single show, and we even had like, even down to the little things that we'd do before we actually came on. We had the same little like handshake.
Yes, little rituals.
There's like 3 seconds before that happens, because for me, it's like I kind of use that thing not only as like a security, that's part of the routine. I'm on the train track, I've started, but also to go like,
yes,
boom.
right, go,
okay, now I'm in, because
exactly.
I'm already there. So that doesn't happen when you've said your first line and then you go, I'm in. You're like, you've got to have that sequence of things that work
exactly. So also like another big one was always just having a good playlist in the dressing room. And even if we were so tired, we'd be like, yes, okay. Yes. And then like we'd just like, and the dance would get bigger and we'd get crazy and be like, okay, let's go do the show. Okay, we're ready. And then you just like let it build up, and then next minute you're dancing full out and fighting for your life.
We used to do what, party at the half, isn't it?
Party at the half.
When the half-hour call comes, you whack the tunes on, people all rock into one dressing room.
Yeah,
Couldn't do that during COVID.
Yeah.
We tried.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to go into other people's dressing rooms. I forgot about that.
You weren't allowed to go into each other's dressing rooms, but you were allowed to be like holding somebody above you on stage. It was fine.
Right, brilliant.
Made no sense.
Exactly.
Don't worry about
it. COVID knows.
You can't walk into that room, but on stage she's my wife.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine.
So insane.
And then you'd have like these little mini raves to go, okay,
Yeah.
we
And
got this.
I think also mentally knowing, because Rocky Horror was really cool in the fact that our first act was sometimes 43 minutes if we were lucky. So it was kind of like a hit class.
yeah.
It was like done,
I can
flat
do this.
out.
Yeah,
By the
you're
end of it, you're
I'm
like
sprinting and I'm done.
hyperventilating.
Yeah.
So I think going like, cool, literally, I'm going to be back in my dressing room in 45 minutes.
And I'll be done.
Gasping for my life.
Yeah.
Like gasping for air,
Yeah.
drenched, hot, looking like a tomato, but it's just 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You can do it, it's fine.
Yeah.
And so I think like that was really helpful as well. And then we had, as a Phantom, we would have a long interval. So it was whole of interval and then still like another 15 minutes before we had to go on. And then Act 2 was just really easy peasy. Yeah, so it was those little elements really, really helped. But it's definitely a skill. Because also people I always get that question as well. Like, how do you just have the energy? And I'm like, I really do just put it on sometimes. It's not always there, but it is something you just have to put on. It's part of your acting.
Yeah.
But also, you say that, and mentally, absolutely, you don't. But you did just say that you do have a bunch of non-negotiables that actually do contribute to that, because otherwise, you might be there going, mentally, I'm trying to put this on, but I physically, you don't have the fuel, or you don't have the other stuff. But you're doing those things to make sure that you can go, oh my God, in order to dredge up something from nothing, or seemingly from nothing, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, it means that you've probably, from what you're describing, never, but forgive me for putting words in your mouth, never been in that situation where you're like, or maybe this is why you do it, because you have been in a situation where you've like completely underfueled your body or not slept, and then you're like, I don't have it. And I don't know if you've ever been in that situation, but it is
horrible.
It is horrible. I have been in that situation, and that's what I've been like, never again.
Yeah.
I absolutely cannot put myself through that. It's the worst experience.
awful.
The worst experience.
And you feel like you're like, I'm terrible at my job. I'm an awful human being. And that's like unprofessional. You're like, why? Because I didn't sleep enough, or because I didn't eat properly. And you're like, wow, I couldn't.
And And I'm also very aware of like the audience. I think that also helps me as well. I'm going, this is not about me.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to do my job no matter how I'm feeling, because you guys are here, like, we don't have a job without you, and you're here to have an experience. You've paid a certain amount of money. Like, who knows? You never know how you're going to touch someone's life within the audience. And in moments where I've been like, I just couldn't give my best, I'm like, I'm so disappointed, because you've paid, you should be getting the same show that someone on a Saturday night is getting, where you have more of an energy because you like Saturday night vibes and it's a good crowd, and you know,
You mean the Thursday matinee isn't as that first matinee of the week?
Oh God, it's
the
hard.
Blue Rinse matinee.
I think it's called the Blue Rinse matinees, isn't there? Because that's when you'd get buses from old people's homes as well.
We were lucky. We didn't do like a proper matinee because it's the Rocky Horror Show.
Rocky Horror,
But we would do
Not the right audience for it.
Yeah, exactly. But we would do double Friday, double Saturday, and pretty much straight back to back. And that was hard. That's because it all amalgamates into one day. So you're like, I'm doing 4 shows.
Yeah,
Cool.
horrendous.
Yeah.
If you
within
did,
48 hours.
if Rocky Horror did midweek matinees, they would have to employ St. John's Ambulance on a permanent basis. like they would have to be there.
They've rocked up. They have no idea what the show is, and they're like, "Oh my God!"
You're like,
It would be
heavens! We've got 3 out today with stretchers. Oh my God! Do you know what
it's wild.
We were stalking through your CV, as you do, looking at those special skills.
Yes.
And there's just one on there we wanted to chat to you about that was highly skilled in lip sync.
Lip sync?
Lip sync.
Yeah, you've got lip sync as highly skilled.
Highly skilled?
Highly skilled.
I need to change
On your
that.
CV. I was gonna give you a
Stop
test.
it.
What I want Bobby to do is to say any sentence. Why don't you say, "I love the Rocky Horror Picture Show," and I would love. You're going to hear it once. You're going to hear him say it once, and then you're going to do it again, the same.
Yeah, the same.
And you're going
Guys,
to
is that really on my
perfectly
CV? I really need to change.
lip sync. It really is. I've not just stitched you up.
No, it genuinely is.
Right, Bobby, hit us with it.
I love the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Okay, and let's try this again. We'll do this to camera for you.
Mm.
Well, actually, if you just pop into that camera, but Bobby, you don't have to look to camera.
I don't want to laugh so bad.
And give us a nice big in-breath so she knows it's coming.
I love the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That was fantastic.
I forgot you were going to say pictures.
I'll still take it. I love the Rocky Horror Pictures.
Don't worry about pictures.
But still, we put you under
Yeah,
pressure.
Oh my God.
I think they should
My
stay
heart is
on.
I
flexing.
actually
You need to keep
agree.
that on. Yeah.
I think so. You can see it for
That was
yourself
legit.
when you watch, and you can
Right.
make the call. I think that should stay on there.
Yeah,
Should I
legit.
say? That was
Yeah.
my little audition. Great.
Yeah, you go.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool, cool.
and
Staying.
when somebody goes, can you? You go, you've got video footage.
Stick it on spotlight. It's
You
gonna be
go-
fun.
On the spot, it
You're like,
was.
Yeah.
Guys, don't
Instant
argue
improv.
with me.
Yeah, don't you worry. I got
Great,
this.
thanks for
Didn't
that,
even
guys.
rehearse
Easy.
this.
Easy.
Should we scoot on?
So, is there anything about the industry or fitness or wellness or anything at all that you would like to see get in the bin?
Get in the bin. Yes. I've always been really strong on this because, so it's not commenting on people's bodies, which of course comes from like training where teachers are always like so intense on it. And I've just had like growing up, going from like starting puberty and whatnot. And of course your body changes, especially as a woman. And having people like in my close circle being like, well, you're getting a bit of a butt there. Like just, girl, I got a booty. I got it from my mama. Jared also has one. Like it's the Nurden gene, right? There's nothing we can do about it. And now absolutely love it. I embrace it. But like people would just make comments and obviously then going into like training, dancing and whatnot and going, oh my God, I have to look a certain way. And you know, like back when I was training, it was very much about having that like slender rocket kind of a body. And that's what was being hired and was being just spoken out there all the time. And me just going like, but I don't look like that. And it's not my fault that I don't look like that. So then tried everything under the sun to get as small as possible and diminish myself and try rid of myself. And like, then people would say like, oh my gosh, you're losing weight, this is this. And then I was like, cool, I'm going to keep losing weight, to the point where it just got like really not healthy and created a lot of body dysmorphia, of course. So I think it's just, you never know what can trigger someone. You never know what someone's going through or like, you know, how they're trying to deal with their own bodies and just accepting who they are. So I would say that is the biggest thing. Unless someone's like, this is my goal, this is what I'm going for, and you can see them achieving that in a healthy way, then by all means, like give them praise and be like, oh my gosh, I can see that, like, it's amazing what you're achieving. And, you know, but rather comment on like, oh my gosh, you're radiating today. Or I love your eyes. I love your smile. Your clothes are so cool. Your laughter is funny, like whatever. I think it's just, yeah, it's so, so important not to, just think you can just say, make a comment. Even to this day, if like someone says like, oh girl, look at your booty, blah, blah, blah. I still have moments of like, oh my God, don't say that. But now I've like really worked on my mindset and my whole philosophy is about enhancing who you are, not getting rid of who you are. So if this is how I look, I'm going to enhance how I look. I'm going to make my butt perky. I'm going to like, do you know what I mean? And that is now what I go for. And I'll be like, if someone says that to me, I'm like, thank you. Yes. Damn right I got a booty. Do you know what I mean? Like just owning it. Yeah. So I think, that's my biggest one. In the bin, don't comment on someone's body. Like it's not necessary because you just never know what they're going through in their own minds. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Easily in the bin.
And
Easy
especially
straight
from
in.
like training aspect because it's just so body orientated a lot of the time. Which I know is kind of starting to change a little bit by little, but yeah, like the hardcore dance teachers and whatnot. I think everyone has a pretty intense story to tell, like on that front.
Yeah.
On
that note, or on a slightly different note, perhaps, do you have any advice to somebody who would be entering the industry now?
Ooh, like any advice?
Yeah.
Be a nice person. To put it simply, like as we say in South Africa, don't be cuck, be lekker.
Okay, yeah.
Which means don't be shit, be nice.
Yeah.
to be frank, like just be a nice person to work with, lead with kindness, lead with gratitude for having a job because there are billions of people who would do anything to have your job. Like if you have work, it's that common hashtag of like booked and blessed. You are. And I think also just be a team player. Like no one likes negative Nancy. We're all in it together. We're all giving our hearts and souls every day. And it can just really affect the work environment. And people just want to work with nice people at the end of the day. You can be the most talented person in the room, but if you're a nightmare to work with and that's going to be your reputation. And it's just so nice when everyone is nice. It's a good vibe.
Yeah.
You create family vibes. You create great friendships. You get to have so much fun on stage together. And I think that's like the coolest thing as well. When you're just so strong with everyone who you're working with, you can have the best time on stage. Like we got up to so many things. I think as casts do eventually, 20 months in. And even just like throwing an eye at someone, you know what that eye means and you're wanting to giggle. And yeah, it's just be nice, create a great environment, great working environment. I think that is my biggest. Never get like above yourself or above the cast. Never think you're bigger than anyone else. Keep your feet on the ground. And just at the end of the day, we do it because we love it. And how cool that we get to call it our job. Yeah. So like, remember that when it does get overwhelming, just remember why you're doing it and that it is bigger than you as well. Like coming back to talking about it's the audience members. We touch people's lives in so many ways. I've had people like throughout my career who will pop me a message and be like, I can't tell you, I've had the worst day. And after watching that show, seeing you guys just full of energy and alive, it's completely turned my day around. And I was having these kind of thoughts and now I'm feeling elevated. And yeah, you just never know what someone's going through. So that was a whole branch.
Yeah, but useful, I think.
But yeah.
So it's so important.
Yeah. And I think, because a lot of the time, I think also coming from South Africa, jobs can be far, what's the saying? Far, few and in between?
And far between.
That one. So we really, like South Africans can really just be so strong in gratitude all the time to have work. And yes, it can sometimes feel like a job where you're like, oh my gosh, but gratitude is always there. So I think it's also just to remember, like, don't let it become like, oh, this is a 9 to 5 and I'm just here because for the money. And then you need to like rather get out.
Yeah,
rather go.
You made the wrong call.
Yeah, you made the wrong call. Yeah. Well, firstly, yeah, exactly.
Terrible idea.
Yeah. We had to sprinkle magic at the end of the day.
You're right.
And it's instant gratification for us, which is really cool. I think that's such a it's an amazing experience.
That's why I do
you know
it,
what I mean?
I want people clapping me at the end.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's just to remember all those little things.
I love that. Yeah. Right, challenge. Ooh. Don't change your facial expression for a brief moment while I say the next bit. We are going to invite the audience to guess what they think the lie is or whether we think you have lied. Bobby and I don't think you've lied.
Correct.
Usually I would ask Bobby, but I can tell from his facial expression. So our guess will be that we don't think you've lied. So question 1, did you manage to tell us a lie?
No.
No way!
Yes.
My life just is this crazy. Yeah, it's all real. It's a crazy real story.
We so rarely get that right.
Yeah.
I'm taking it.
Do people actually like tell really good lies?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
That's
sometimes
amazing.
some fantastic lies.
Yeah, occasionally.
More often than not, people forget to lie.
Right. Yeah.
We're just too engaging.
Yeah. Just get swept up.
That's the lie.
Doing our job really well.
Don't lie like that. Come on.
Yeah. How dare you?
How dare Right, should we play another game?
Yes.
Yeah.
God,
so we're going to play a game of this or that, which is 1 minute on the clock, lightning round.
That's really fast. Oh, God, squirrel brain.
It's real fast.
Oh,
Bit
no,
like
that makes
Friends.
me panic. Okay.
Steffan, I'll give you 2 options. You've got to pick one, nice and quick. Are we ready?
What, did you say 1 minute?
1 minute.
Lord.
Okay. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Eggs or bacon?
Eggs.
White bread or brown bread?
Brown.
The US office or Friends?
Friends.
Cardio or resistance training?
Resistance.
McDonald's or Burger King?
McDonald's.
Singing or acting?
Acting.
Horses or leopards?
Oh, horses.
Yoga or Pilates?
Yoga.
Family Guy or Love Island?
Love Island.
Domino's Pizza or Papa John's?
Papa John's.
Sport or dance?
Dance.
Alcohol or chocolate?
Chocolate.
Matching socks or mismatching socks?
Matching.
Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
Coca-Cola.
Columbia or Magenta?
Ooh, magenta.
Game of Thrones or Glee?
Glee.
Books or Kindle?
Books.
Clean shaven or beard?
Ooh, beard.
Personal chef or personal stylist?
Personal chef.
Opening night or press night?
Opening night.
Sexy or smart?
Smart.
Shower or bath?
Oh, shower.
South Africa or the UK?
Ooh. Half. Both.
Dogs or babies?
Dogs.
Snakes or badgers?
Ooh, badges.
Theme park or water park?
Theme park.
Running or walking?
Oh, running.
Director or choreographer?
Director.
Bobby or Steffan?
Oh, jeez.
56 seconds.
Horrible.
56.
That last question is horrible.
Yeah, it's brutal.
How dare you throw that in there?
Sorry.
Steffan.
Does anyone ever answer that question?
Yes, they do.
They surprise you more often than you think.
Yeah.
And it's more
That is
often
so
than you think.
brutal.
No, it's more than a normal.
It happens
to you.
quite a lot.
It's
No,
you.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, we had to stop keeping count because it was aggressively favoured in your direction. It was starting to damage my
It's
mental
like
health.
they leave the room and there's just bickering going on in here.
I can't believe
So much
they've known me
fighting
for 10
behind the
years and
scenes.
they've just met you. No, it wasn't like that at all. But the score was pointless because it was
That
ridiculous.
is so. You should have like a tally.
We
thingy
did
up
have
here.
we did have a tally for a while, but genuinely it wasn't even close.
Right.
So
We
were
also
like,
lost count.
yeah, we did get confused.
course, right.
So we I think we
There's
kind
been
of
a lot of episodes.
Bin
We've
that
lost.
one. Bin that idea.
we framed it as being because it was damaging my mental health, but actually it's because we lost count.
we lost count.
That's sadly true. Magenta,
Yes.
and you still went for badgers,
Still wait for badges.
even after the break.
Snakes
Yeah.
are horrendous.
That is true.
They are horrendous. I cannot. I saw on Instagram. Why does Instagram do this? Like a furry snake that swims in water was found in Thailand.
A furry snake.
It like literally has hair that was just moving. Nightmares. I think I saw this 2 days ago.
I refuse to believe that's
I'm sleeping
real.
I'm running on 2 hours of sleep.
I'm like
Yeah.
eel.
Google.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to
Yeah.
Google it because then
I
it'll
don't
show
wanna
up on
see,
mine.
yeah.
Yeah, you'll get it in your algorithm.
But let's not mess with my algorithm. That is perfectly curated.
Just 50%
for no
snakes.
snakes.
It's fine.
now
Your
on.
phone's
Zero-
listening anyway, so the minute you go
Oh
on,
yeah, our
it's going
phones
to see
have been
it.
in the same area for too long. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, so it's to your
we're going to see
algorithm
furry
now.
snakes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Tyler.
Yay, thank you guys. This
it's
is
been
so
a pleasure.
amazing. It's so easy to talk to you both. I feel like we could chat for another 10 hours.
I'm grateful
we?
you said that. Quite often that's good that it feels like that. Imagine you were like,
This has felt like a lifetime.
guys, I'm kind of out of stories for
Yeah,
you. So
sorry.
Bye.
I've got that friend that's like, where I message them and they're like, should I phone you in case of an emergency? And be like,
sorry, guys, I've got to go.
Oh, bye guys.
But yeah, and thank you at home or wherever you might be for listening.
Yeah, and if
Yeah,
you've enjoyed
thanks,
this episode, click those like and subscribe buttons. Find us on Instagram at Fit2Perform West End. As always, if you've got any questions you want answered, you know what to do. Slip slide into those DMs. I'll be in there.
With a furry snake, I know you're going to say it.
and
I knew it.
badgers.
Thank you again for listening. We'll move on from that. And if you like what you've heard, we've been Fit to Talk with our wonderful guest, Tyla Nurden, and your hosts, me, Steffan.
And if you didn't like it, we've been Joe Wicks. Peace out.
Furry snake.